everybody.
guys.
Welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Technical issues
Yes.
with
We had
Wi-Fi.
some very technical issues, so I'm just warning you guys. We're in a location that's a little bit more open now, and my dog Sadie, and most of you know Sadie because she's joined us before. If you hear her barking, I might have to step away for a second, but we're so excited about our guest today.
Yes, a new induction to the Ranger family.
Yes. We've met a couple of his co-partners. Co-stars. I said partners. Rory and Jazz. And so we're so happy to have him. He's just such a little cutie pie. But without further ado, Abraham Rodriguez!
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to do this.
Thank you. We're so happy to have you, and thank you for your patience with our Wi-Fi issues.
Yes. It was definitely very special.
Yeah, very special. So how are you? Tell us what you've been up to. What's happening in your life since Beast Morphers ended? And you're back in America, I presume.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'll never forget that time when I flew back from New Zealand, and oh my goodness, that first day I slept for like 16 hours straight. I was so jet lagged, so tired. The time change, it was a lot. And I think it took me like a good month to like really like get back into kind of the swing of things back in America. But yeah, I took like a month to spend time with my family in Las Vegas before moving back to Los Angeles. And yeah, since then I've been here. I live in North Hollywood. Last year, I think, was it 2020? Now with the pandemic, everything's one big blur. So I don't even know timeline. But yeah, I booked Saved by the Bell. I was recurring on that for the first season and filmed that last year. So yeah, that kept me entertained, and I started that at the beginning of quarantine. We got shut down after like the 7th episode, and that's when we all thought that it was going to be this 2-week break, and everyone's like 2 weeks, no big deal, and then that turned into 5 months. But yeah, then we went back into production in I think September and finished off the season, and it premiered in November. And yeah, since then I've kind of just been here. Quarantine helped me a lot. I'm sure, I've heard the same thing from a lot of people, but just like kind of, do some self-care, I guess you can say.
Yes.
Take a moment to breathe and stuff, which I'm really, really grateful for. I found that I love poetry. That was like my new little thing in quarantine. And I started to write my own book, which I'm currently working on publishing. So yeah, I've kept myself occupied.
Tell us about your book. Tell us a little bit about your book. What is your book about?
It's called Mixed Feelings, and basically just all of the mixed emotions that we go through in just our day-to-day lives, if it's in a relationship, if it's with family, growing up, just all of the mixed emotions that we go through. And it's really raw and vulnerable, and it's really, really helped me get over a lot of issues that I've dealt with. And so, yeah, I'm really, really happy to be able to share that. And, hopefully it helps other people that have been feeling the same way. And that's really just my goal with it, is whoever does get to read it is just to allow themselves to feel whatever it is that they're feeling. And that.
Oh, frozen. Oh, dear.
He froze.
He froze,
but time is going on.
Time is going on.
Okay, we're going to wait for Abraham to come back. But did you know that he was on Saved by the Bell? I saw that today.
What
an iconic part to be, because that was a well-known television show. Like that's extraordinary to be a part of. Let's see if we can get him back. We do have a couple of questions on here as well, but let's see.
Why don't we answer the first question, seeing as that was for us?
Okay.
Yeah. The first question was from Tai Su.
Okay.
And he says, "Hi, Abraham. Hi, Kat and Nakia. What is your favorite episode of Beast Morphers?" Mine is musical Silver Switch. Hi, Abraham.
Hello.
Do we have you back?
Hello. Yes. Hello.
This is quite an adventure today.
Yes. Sorry about this.
So, Tai Sue, super chat. Did Nakia explain the super chat dance to you? Oh dear.
Oh, you're in froze.
It's freezing. There we go.
There we go.
No. Let's do our super chat.
Okay.
Super chat! Raise them up high! Okay.
There we go. Am I,
okay.
Am I back? I'm back.
You're back.
Goodness.
You're back. Okay, so what was that?
So the question was from Tai Sue. He said, "Hi Abraham, hi Kat and Nakia. What is your favorite episode of Beast Morphers? Mine is the musical Silver Switch." So Abraham, what was your favorite episode?
That's my favorite episode as well. Filming that musical was a dream come true. I grew up loving High School Musical and always dreamed of doing something like that. So getting to do this episode really was a dream come true and just so much fun and all the wardrobe changes and hair changes. It was a crazy day filming, but I think the most memorable for me, yeah.
Now, did you come onto the show later or were you there from the beginning?
I was there from the beginning, which I think is super, super cool and I'm so grateful for because I mean, traditionally, as we've seen in past seasons, the Gold Ranger doesn't come in until the 8th episode.
Yeah.
And they started my character since the 1st episode, and then I later became the Gold Ranger in the 8th episode, which I thought, yeah, it was super, super cool.
Oh, that's awesome. You have such a lovely cast. They're all such lovely people.
Yeah.
I have a question for you because before you were disconnected, I was talking to Kat about you being a part of Saved by the Bell. And growing up, that was such a very popular show. Teenagers used to watch it, adults used to watch it, and for them to bring it back. How did you feel? Did you feel? I mean, I know you're young. You're in your early 20s. Or no, wait. Did you just turn 21? Or 20?
I'm 21. Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome to adulthood.
Yes. So, I know I look.
You
do.
Look very young.
You could play 15 if you really wanted to, but that's great longevity.
Yes.
So in knowing the history and the popularity of that show, walking onto that set, did any of that come to play in your mind? Did it make you nervous? Did it just feel like another show to you? How did that feel?
Yeah, great question. Love that. So I had never watched Saved by the Bell just because I don't think it was my generation. I think I'm too young. But I always heard of it. Like everyone knows what Saved by the Bell is, just like Power Rangers. Even if no one actually watched any of our seasons, like everyone just knows what Power Rangers is. And that's the same case with Saved by the Bell. So I always heard the name. And then when I got the audition for it, I was like, okay, I know what this is. Like they're bringing it back. Like that's cool. And then when I booked the role, I went back and watched the first season and then the last season to just really get a feel for it and kind of understand, the humor and everything. And then, yeah, once I...
We froze again.
Okay.
I think it might be a connection on your end, actually. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm on the same Wi-Fi, but I don't know why it goes in and out.
That's okay. Well, we just had a super chat question for you.
Yes, from
Amazing.
Star Raven. Oh, did you want to finish what you were saying though? About he should finish what he was saying about his show, the show. So finish what so you were talking about Saved by the Bell. So walking onto the set, how did that feel?
Yes, I remember being super just like scared and nervous just because it is such a big show. And I mean, I grew up watching Mario Lopez. I've looked up to him my whole life, being an actor, being Hispanic. He's just, I don't know, someone I've always known growing up. So knowing that I'm on a show with him and Elizabeth Berkley and just all of the returning cast from Saved by the Bell, I knew was such a huge, huge deal. And it films at the Universal lot. That was my first time filming there. Like, it was a lot of big firsts and, like, network television. It was just a lot of really big firsts. And I was super, super excited. But, yeah, that was also, like, just really intimidating. But it was such an amazing, beautiful experience. The entire cast was so welcoming and really made me feel a part of the family and really went out of their way to, like, include me in everything and just really make me feel like I was one of them. So that was super special, and I'll always remember that and just really cherish all of those moments with everyone. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
When you booked the role, did you know that you were going to be recurring, or did it become recurring?
It was in the audition said possible to recur. So it wasn't for sure. But then luckily, thank God, I made it into 6 out of the 10 episodes, which is huge. So
that is huge. Did it get picked up for a second season?
It did. Yes.
That's great.
What is your character on the show?
His name is Spencer, and he is in the drama club, and he's friends with one of the main characters, Lexi. And he's always kind of seeking her approval and just really wants to be liked by her. So that's where the comedy plays in between our characters. But yeah, one of the students at Bayside.
What was your favorite episode, and what was your reaction being cast on the show?
Amazing. My favorite episode, like I said previously, is the musical episode. I would also say it's the 8th episode, of course, when I become the Gold Ranger. That'll always be, legendary. And then the episode when my parents come and visit is also super special because my parents are only shown in the series in that one episode. So that was really big for my character. As well as the almost kissing scene with Zoe. That was super cool, and that was a fun thing that we got to, play with our characters. But yeah, those are a few of my favorites. And then finding out when I booked the job was huge. It was a very long audition process. I had 5 auditions over the course of 4 months. So yeah, it was definitely the most intense audition process I've been through. And then also with the whole martial arts side of it, I've never had to do anything other than acting in an audition before. So that was super cool and crazy and fun and unique. So yeah, after all of that hard work, finding out that I booked my first series regular and it's going to be on Nickelodeon, something I grew up watching, it was just, I still have moments today where I still can't believe it. And it's like I'm going to be a Power Ranger for the rest of my life. That's still too crazy to wrap my head around, and just having an action figure and all those little things that come with this job is just still so surreal. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of something so big that's so known around the world. And yeah, it's super special.
Yes, it is.
You've started doing signings for Power Rangers. How has that experience been?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you asked that because I've been wanting to share this for so long. My very first one was in Florida in March. And oh my goodness, there was a point where my booking agent was sitting with me at my table, and fans would come up, and if it was little kids dressed up, that just melts my heart. It just makes me so emotional to, I don't know, see them so excited and so shy and nervous and just they don't know how to act around you, and even everyone else, the adults, the family, everyone just telling me how great of a job I did and that I'm such a huge inspiration to them. It got so emotional where I caught myself multiple times having to stop myself from crying, and I would turn to my booking agent and I was I think I need to step away for a second, let myself cry, and then come back and continue, because it just became that overwhelming. And it's different, we see comments and DMs and all of this on social media telling you, how good of a job you did and just how much you're loved and stuff. But it's so different interacting with fans in real life, in person, and just listening to that, in real life was just, it was so crazy. And I don't know, it's really beautiful. It makes me realize actually how big of an impact this show has on people, and just how much you change people's life or inspire people. That's at the end of the day why, I do this. And to hear that just makes me feel so good and makes me feel like I did my job. So yeah, it was super special. I even thought, I was maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I can't do signings because it's too much. And I still have little moments like that every time I do one. And I'm this just makes me so emotional, but all good emotions.
That's beautiful though, because it shows gratitude, and you have a responsibility in this, this superhero role that you're in. You have a responsibility to inspire and bring hope and empower people. and it's beautiful that you're able to do that for them and that you're appreciative of it. And we still cry too. I mean, we've been doing this a lot longer than you, but it still affects us all the time. We are so grateful to be a part of this franchise, and the fandom is so supportive and so devoted to Power Rangers. It's quite amazing. Yeah. It's nothing like it. I mean, Nakia and I were both saying we've done other things, and yet this is what people focus on. This is what they want to talk about and talk to you about.
Yeah. So, and it's actually at a con where we came up with Power Rangers Playback. We were at a con meeting fans and came up with the concept of Power Rangers Playback because we were always asked about Power Rangers and what was happening in episode 356, and our fans give so much that we wanted to be able to give back to our fans, and having interviews like this, even with the technological difficulties that we've had, they're so still supportive, and they continue to stay on and continue to send super chats, which we have so many that are coming in for you right now as well. Yes. So we're going to get to some of those, but thank you again for being on here.
Yes. All right, the next one is from Jarrell, and you got to do the super chat dance with us, okay, Abraham? Okay. So this is how it goes. You go, super chat, raise them up high. Yes!
Raise them up high.
So this is Jarrell, and he says, hello, Kat and Nakia from Washington. I've been a PRP member for 2 months now. It's been a joy being a member. It's such a positive experience. Everyone in the community is so friendly and welcoming.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, Jarrell, for being one of our team members.
And he says another one. He says, Abraham, thanks for joining us today. What motivated you to audition for Power Rangers?
So I got the audition from my agent. So I guess that was like my motivation.
Casting, yes.
Yeah. As acting goes, you get all these auditions from your agent, you go, you audition, obviously hope to book them. But I do remember specifically when I received Power Rangers, was immediately Nickelodeon. Like, I think it was my first ever Nickelodeon audition, so that was special. And then, yeah, it's Nickelodeon I grew up watching, so just be a part of that would be huge. And then to be a Power Ranger would be huge. But I wasn't even thinking about being a Power Ranger at that time because I was actually originally auditioning for the comedic role. And I auditioned for that 3 times, went to producers for the comedic role. And in my producer session is when I was asked to read for a Ranger. And then from there, I tested for a Ranger.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's also a huge shock. I went into my producer session thinking, I was going to be auditioning for the comedic role, and then the producer asked me if I had martial arts experience. We talked about that. I showed him like a high kick I could do, like just a random move, and he was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. And then everything just happened so fast, and next thing I know, I was put into this martial arts class with Mike Chat the very next morning at 6 a.m., and now I'm talking to my agent and casting and Mike Chat, and everything's happening so fast. I do the class, and then I find out that I'm testing for it. And so, yeah, it was a huge, crazy casting, whatever experience. But, yeah, super cool and special, and I'm just so happy I got to be a Ranger.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, New Zealand, seeing New Zealand on the audition notice, like, of course, sign me up. Like, relocate to New Zealand for 9 months. Absolutely, let's do it.
Yes, 20 years old or 19, however old you were, and getting to go across the world. That's what happened to me. I got to go to America at 20. They brought me over from Australia, so it was a really cool experience to know you have a job to go to and you get to be in this new culture. And it's awesome.
They brought me all the way from West LA.
Wow. Big move
to Valencia.
Big move.
Telling you.
Yes, that was a big transition.
It was. It really was. It was. All right.
Ty Sue. Super chat. Raise them up high. There we go. Whoop, whoop. Hi, Abraham.
Kat and Nakia, what is your favorite episode on Beast Morphers? Mine is the Silver Switch. Is that the first one you read?
That's the same one. No, he did the same question. Yeah. So it was twice.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so
we've already answered that one.
Okay.
But he got a little super chat dance.
Yes,
anyway.
he got another double one.
So double.
We'll go to Ben Hamilton.
All right.
I don't know if that's the next one from that one. But
let's have a look. All right. Ben Hamilton. Oh, no, it's not.
Yes.
You have a lot of super chats.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Right.
Ben Hamilton, super chat, raise 'em up high. Ben says, "Sup, ladies? Sup? So Abe, he's giving you nicknames and everything. So
Love
Abe, how dope was it to have a robotic sidekick?"
Oh my gosh, so cool, so cool. How many times can you say your co-star was a robot, right? Like on how many jobs? So yeah, that'll always be a memorable thing. Yeah, working with Steele, whose robot body was played by an actor named Reed, super, super awesome. A little behind the scenes story. I remember meeting Reed at our first table read for that 8th episode, and he's a big guy. Like, Steele is big, he had to fill the suit, so he was a super tall, big guy. Super intimidating. I remember like he was sitting across from me at the table read, and he was like so serious and like just so intimidating, and I was so nervous that he was going to be like not a very nice guy, and now I would have to work with him for 9 months. And so whatever, we left the table read, kind of said hi here, whatever. And then the next day when we started working together, the most amazing, like fun, outgoing person. Like, we never addressed each other by our names. We always called each other brother. And we just super close. And I absolutely love him. He's, one of the best people I got to work with on the show. And we got super close. So that was fun. Also, it was definitely challenging. Like, he has like these big shoulders. There were a lot of scenes where I'm next to him and he'd accidentally like bump me in the head or like hit my glasses, or we're always running into each other. So there was always like a lot of challenging technical things that we had to work out. But again, that's what made it like so unique and memorable and just a lot of fun.
Aw, that's awesome.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Kenya
Padilla, one of our channel members. Yes.
Yeah.
Super chat, raise them up high. Hello, Abraham. Let me put that up here. Hello, Abraham. I am Kenya from Mexico. Could you send a greeting to all your Mexican fans in Spanish, please?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I love that. Let's see. Let me work it out in my head first. I'm so nervous. Hola a todos de México. Muchísimas gracias por amarme, mi personaje en el show. Los amo a todos y muchas gracias por todo su apoyo.
Aww. That is so beautiful. I understood some of that. I did.
Yes, I actually did too.
Hey.
But don't ask me to speak Spanish.
It would be jumbled.
Hot mess.
Yes, I know you were saying thank you so much for... Okay, we'll keep it at that.
I know how to say, no me hablas así. Don't talk to me that way. Sounds...
I had to sing... When I took Spanish in high school, I sang a song in Spanish. And it was De Colores.
De colores.
De colores, de colores he visto los campos de la primavera. Yes.
Beautiful. Great pronunciation.
Thank you.
There you
now
go.
ask me what I just said.
What'd you say?
I don't know it all, but I remembered the words. All right. Thank you.
Oh, Tim Dacus. Super chat. Raise him up high.
I think we did that for Kenya.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, Kenya.
Super chat. Raise him up high.
All right,
There we go. Don't leave anyone out. Okay, hi Abe. Good to see you again. I met you here in Miami, Florida at Corca Comic Con and Superfan Con with Rory and Jazz. Does Nate know about Dino Fury?
Does Nate know
about Dino Fury?
I think Nate would now know about Dino Fury because he is the scientist. He knows all of the history. He studies his books. He's been at Grid Battle Force since he was 6 years old. So I think if anyone would know about any other worlds or series, I think it would be Nate.
So you met Tim. We've known Tim for many years, and he is an encyclopedia of Power Rangers.
Yes. So I think the question is for Tim. Tim, does Nate know about Dino Fury?
Tim, you should know.
Right, you would know better than Nate would.
Yes, he can tell you, like, in episode 32, when Kat jumped off the cliff, and there was this monster, and you're like,
yes,
I don't remember anything.
I remember Tim because he, like, recited some of my lines from the show, like word by word, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember that. Like, that's crazy. That's amazing. Like, go Tim.
Go Tim.
Yes, we've named him Power Rangers Encyclopedia, and he stands proud with that.
Yes.
Love him.
Yes. Ben Hamilton again. Super chat, raise him up high.
By the way, Abe, do you realize in this light you somewhat resemble Danny Slavin, Leo, or PRLG?
Leo.
Power Rangers
Lost Galaxy.
Lost Galaxy.
Wow.
Do you know Danny Slavin?
I don't. I'll have to look him up after this, though.
Yeah.
I can see what they're saying.
I see similarities, but his hair is lighter.
Yes.
A lot lighter.
Yes.
I do see. I think it's the jawline.
Jawline.
Yes.
The jawline, yes. And the hair, perhaps.
Well, I think at Power Morphicon, you're going to meet the rest of your family, Abraham.
I cannot wait. I can't wait. I've been waiting for Power Morphicon since New Zealand.
Were you
since
at
when they
Paramorphicon? Were you at Paramorphicon when they announced the cast, or no? It was just...
I was.
You were?
Yeah, I was in the audience secretly. But yeah, I couldn't sit with anyone. Me, Colby, and Liana were all there, but we had to sit in separate sections. And we weren't allowed to like talk to each other on the floor or anything. But I did get to go like secretly back into the green room. But we had to be taken like one by one. It was super discreet. But yeah, I was there.
Wow.
So they didn't announce you.
Why not?
Yeah, why didn't they? They always announce the new cast.
They normally announce them all.
But I'm the Gold Ranger, so it was a secret since I don't become the Gold Ranger until the 8th episode.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
How did it feel holding that secret in?
Yeah.
Did you just really wanted to scream at the top of your lungs, I'm the Gold Ranger, guys?
The hardest secret to keep ever. I don't know. I like had fun with it though because where I was sitting, there was this couple next to me, and I was like, I just wanted to have fun with it, and I was like talking to them, and I'm like, so like, is this your first time? And they're like, oh no, like we come like every year or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, like it's my first time, and I'm like, are you excited for like the new season? And they're like, yeah, but I'm just like milking it, like just like they have no idea that like I'm in it, and it was just fun.
So
but
cool. And I bet you they were like, oh, that was the guy we were sitting next to.
Yeah.
He was talking to us.
That's cool.
They're probably so excited. Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, next question is Parabel57.
One of our newest members as of 2 days ago.
That's right. Welcome.
Super chat.
Raise them up high. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't practice that one. Yeah. That's a different version. I was going all fast.
Yes, it gets more adventurous. So we're keeping you on your toes.
Yes.
Right? So
we do an improv.
Yes. Yes.
Come up with different things.
Yes, exactly. Hi, Abraham. What motivated or inspired you to write a book? How do you overcome writer's block? Thank you for representing Hispanics on Power Rangers.
Love that.
Love that.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I always grew up thinking that I hated reading, that I hated books. I never, ever, ever, I've never, like, gotten a book from the library. Like, I've never owned my, like, own book. I've never bought a book with my own money. Like, never liked reading. It was the last thing I wanted to do. And then in quarantine, I was on Instagram, and I saw a poet post, like, one of their poems, and someone reposted it on their story. And I read it, and I just thought it was so cool. And then I went and checked out their page and bought their book. And that was surprising for myself. That's the first book I've ever bought myself. And I just fell in love with poetry. And I think it's just finding the type of reading that you enjoy. And then that also taught me that, like, you know, just because I didn't like something growing up or so long ago doesn't mean that, like, I can give it another try and, like, you know, find a new love for it. So that was a great experience because of that. And then... yeah, I was just so inspired. I loved it so much. I immediately wanted to start writing my own poetry book. And then I did it in a sense of that being my way to express what I was feeling and kind of let go of things. And then that's kind of when I decided to put this collection together and turn it into a book in the hopes, like I said previously, to just help other people and know that they're not alone in all of these feelings and stuff. So yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's definitely a lot. It's obviously not acting, and acting's all I know. So it's been fun to, you know, figure out how to publish a book and going through publishers and what the process is and just getting into this whole world of, I guess, being an author and just publishing a book. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun and a great experience.
I will say that COVID has inspired people to find new creative ventures, like being trapped at home at some, for months at a time. It could drive you insane, but I've found so many people have found so many creative outlets that they didn't even know existed for themselves and for others, jobs and opportunities, and you with writing, and we were able to expand ideas for a Power Rangers playback because we weren't traveling all the time, because we actually got a chance to sit at home and figure things out. So I know that there was a lot of negative things that happened with COVID, a lot of lives lost and families broken. But there was also a lot of beauty in that, with people finding their creative outlets and being able to help. I saw a sense of unity come. So that was really, really great. There were some, just looking at some of the comments on here, they said, Abraham, you are awesome. Too bad we couldn't see a crossover in season 1. Hope we get to see one in season 2. If there was a crossover, what season would you like to cross over with, Abraham?
I would say RPM because that was my favorite season going into the show. But I guess that kind of did happen with Dr. K, which I'm super, super happy about, because watching RPM when I got the role, like, she's the scientist in that season, I'm the scientist in mine. There was a lot of similarities with that. And then it being like 10 years from ours, like a decade, like what are the odds? And then that's the one that they chose to, do a crossover with. That was super cool. And yeah, just getting to work with Dr. K was awesome. I love her. She's super, super cool. She was also a choreographer, and she choreographed the musical episode. And we also have the same birthday with Erin Cahill, which is super crazy. All three of us have the exact same birthday.
You're a January baby.
Yeah, January 4th. But yeah, I'd say RPM.
Okay. Looking at some more of these comments. Alejandro Angel, awesome. Yeah, Mexico. Lafayette Williams, Wrecker Zord Mantis mode.
Oh.
Is that your Zord?
Wrecker Zord Mantis mode.
My animal DNA is a mantis.
Ooh, I love that.
Wait, say that again because you were cut off. You were a praying mantis?
Yeah, my animal DNA was a praying mantis.
I didn't know that. That's really beautiful. I love praying mantis. I remember when I was little.
Did you say praying mantis?
Praying mantis.
Praying mantis. I thought you said praying mantis.
Praying mantis. Praying mantis.
I love praying mantis.
I love the praying mantis. No, when I was little, I didn't know what it was, and I saw this little tiny being. I call it a being because I just think they're so special.
Aliens.
With their hands like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, look. That little thing is praying.
Aww.
And that's what I just was so touched. Like, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. But then I have a sad story about a praying mantis.
No. Do you really want to go back there?
Yeah, I am. Because we were outside having dinner, and we have a little fire pit.
Oh.
And
I remember this story.
And we were just enjoying ourselves. And then the praying mantis, came on the side. The side where the fire was. And I guess maybe they're drawn to fires. And we were like, no, don't do it. And he went, and jumped right into the fire.
He sacrificed himself.
It was very sad. Completely off topic.
Hopefully
Sorry.
it was quick.
I think so, because it was a fire. I was going to say a hot fire, but all fires are hot.
Barbecued praying mantis.
Yeah, I got to go there. It wasn't barbecue. Anyway.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's look at some more of these questions.
That really brought us down.
We're going to bring it back up. Okay, Lafayette Williams, Abraham Rodriguez. I wish to travel to New Zealand to audition for the next Power Rangers season. What advice could you give anyone looking to audition for Power Rangers?
Yeah, I would just say be yourself. And I know that's so cliche and we hear that all the time, but at the end of the day, I think that's what takes you the furthest, and that's what, just gives you every opportunity in life, is just being yourself. I didn't have a lot of martial arts experience. But what I really do remember is I think it was in that producer session, or I think it was maybe another one after that. I remember the producer telling me, I was talking to him and he's like, where do you get your amazing personality from? And I was just like, stop.
Aww.
That's really what I truly believe what took me to, end up booking the role is my personality and just being myself. And I remember just having fun. I, of course, worked hard and, did my thing. And of course, you need to be trained in acting. But I think whatever, if you're the best actor or the best martial artist, I think you having the personality that they're looking for is what's going to take you, just that much further over those things. So yeah, I think it's just about being yourself. Once I started auditioning for a Power Ranger, remember being so intimidated by everybody else that was also auditioning for a Ranger that I saw in that class at Mike Chats. I mean, I was looking at everyone that was also auditioning for the role, and they were all a lot bigger than me, more athletic. They all looked like a typical Power Ranger athletic person, and I was everything, the opposite. But even then, I would stop myself and remind myself that, like, hey, I'm, still here at the same exact place as everybody else. And, like, I have a shot just as much as they do. So don't let that discourage me. I'm going to work hard, give it my all. And if it's meant for me, it's going to happen. And, thank God it did happen. And that just proves that it was meant for me. And I think that's also another big thing. I'm grateful for every job I don't get. I'm grateful for everyone that I do get, because I do believe that every job that we do get is what's meant for us. And when it is meant for us, no one else can take it away from us. So I think in this career, it's just all about having fun and being yourself and giving it your all. Because obviously it's not fun if you're always stressing and worried about getting the job or not, because if it's for you, you're going to get it. And if not, you're not, no matter how hard you try. So might as well just have fun doing it.
Absolutely.
But,
and you were a perfect example of, like, you went in for a completely different role and you won them over so much they wanted you to be a ranger. So you just you brought something different that they hadn't seen. Yeah.
That's something that I say. Some of the words that you say is exactly what I always say. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. Sometimes it's really hard because sometimes you think it's meant for you. It's like, this role is mine.
Yeah.
But God is like, no, it ain't.
Yeah.
It's going to Cleotis today. It's not going to you, Nakia. So that could be very heart-wrenching. I mean, being in the business for over 30 years myself. When you sat inside of that audition room, were you surrounded by, did you have thousands of people there, or were there just like 20, 30 people? I know for some of our Power Ranger family, they went to auditions where there were thousands at a time. Mine was just recasting for the Yellow Ranger. I didn't know they were recasting the Yellow Ranger. We just all had to wear yellow. Had no idea. But there was, probably started with a couple of hundred, but it wasn't, a huge cast call. For yours, was it a huge casting call?
I do remember there were like 3 testing days, like the final 3 days of casting. And those days, there were probably, I think, like 30 people. But there were like different groups each day. And I was in the second group. So I was like the second day, did my thing. And then I was invited back for that final day. And then that was like when they had like a makeup artist there, and we were like really doing like a network test. And it was like down to maybe 30 people, I think. And then that day, the day before, after my test, we were there for like 5 hours. It was a long day, in and out of the room. They were working me so much. I remember the producer was like, on my resume, he saw that I could do a Spanish accent. And he's like, do a Spanish accent. And he's like, tell me a story in Spanish. Tell him a random story in Spanish. He's like, now tell me that same story in English, but with a Spanish accent. Did that. Then he's like, okay, go out into the next room, look up a video of Ricardo from I Love Lucy, and like try to imitate that same.
Oh, wow.
Come back in and do that same thing. So he was really working me in and out of the room all day. And then after that day, my agent calls me and tells me that casting wants me to get a gold shirt, to go buy a gold shirt, and that they want me to go back the next day. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know what this means, but like, that's cool. Scrambling to find, do you know how hard it is to find a gold?
Yes.
Like,
That's
it's
impossible, especially for a man.
Yes. So it was like just all over the place trying to find this gold shirt. I look up like online first, check like, availability in stores, end up at this Target, and there's this like, it's not metallic gold, but it is gold. It's like a mustard yellow. I'm like, good enough.
Yeah.
And I like look down the stack of them, no smalls. They were all bigger sizes. And then I was like, okay, like fine, like on to the next. And I start walking away, and then something tells me to go back and look inside the shirt, even though I looked at all the stickers and there was no small. And I go back and I'm like, let me listen. I go back, look through each one, like on the inside of the shirt, all the way. The very last one at the bottom of the stack was a small.
Look at God. Look at God.
God is good. And so I got it, went the next day. They didn't have me like do my martial arts again. They didn't have me do the scene or anything. All they had me do was slate to the camera, and I was there for like 5 hours waiting around. They told me to put the gold shirt on, and that was it. Like, didn't say anything about it. And I remember it was like a lot too. I don't know, but I was like in the room with everyone, and then one of the casting associates comes and tells me to put the gold shirt on. And then everyone like heard, and then I'm like, okay. And then I put it on, and I go back into the room. All of the guys were either wearing blue or red, and all of the girls were wearing yellow. So I was the only one that was asked to wear this gold shirt. So like obviously I like stuck out to everyone, and I like could hear everyone's like, oh my gosh, like talking, like what does this mean, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know what it meant. And whatever, we leave that day. A month later is when I get the call that I got the Gold Ranger.
A month? They made you wait a month?
A month,
oh my goodness.
And then I had a month to prep to move to New Zealand.
Wow, that is not long.
How exciting.
Yeah.
I had to wait about that length as well. I had the same issue that you had with trying to find a gold shirt, trying to find a yellow shirt. I was like, I settled up on this little, I think I still have it to this day, actually. I should wear it one day. Yeah, it was just a little short. It was the only one that I could find. And it was like a light yellow. For some reason, there just was not
a lot of yellow.
More common.
Yeah.
But you didn't. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Another super chat for you.
Yes.
From Cool Gamer J.
Yeah.
All right.
Super chat. Raise them up high.
Raise them
high. Okay. What is your favorite Mega Ultra Zord, Abraham?
Ooh, my favorite Mega Ultra Zord. I think just like the ultimate Beast X King Zord, right? Like what better than just the biggest, strongest, most powerful.
Yeah.
And
I liked
him also.
I
he
liked
has
that they took
favorite.
this season back to the animals too. I thought that was really cool. Because it's kind of a reflection back to Mighty Morphin with the beasts and the I thought that was really clever. Wow, we're gonna have to go back and watch that.
Those are. I have to say, the stunt teams from all the seasons, they're the real heroes because they are the ones that sweated out and made us look good. Yes. We had Japanese men that would stand there like a girl,
looking like a girl.
It was
and they do all these little giggles. Yes, so funny.
Yeah,
pat them out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Abraham.
Yay! Thank you so much.
So much fun. I'm so happy I got to do this and meet you guys over FaceTime, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes. Same here. Very soon, I hope.
God willing. Yay!
Bye.
Bye, sweetie pie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So sweet.
Aww,
guys, thank you for hanging with us. Sorry about the technical issues that we had. It happens.
Oh, hallelujah. It didn't. It figured itself out.
Yes.
Something when you raised the computer up. Oh. Well.
Well, all right. Okay.
He was back.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We have a new skit coming to you.
Yes. Yes. Next
week. Very soon. Yes, where we play a couple of you. You already know Liz and Nancy. Well, now you're going to meet Doris and
Tori. They're special.
Very special. Bye, guys.
Bye.